Welcome, Seahawks fans, to the 12 Talk Tailgate. My name's Josh. As always, with me is my co-host in crime, Mitch. Mitch, how are you doing? You good?
Sorry, my internet just dropped me completely. Hello.
Hi.
There you go. Your partner in crime, Mitch, lagging to hell. I'm good. How are you doing? I assume you just asked
really
me that
good,
question.
Man. Yeah, it's fine. It's right. Don't worry. It is pre-match. It's fine. This is the tailgate episode. So Mitch and I are going to try and do these tailgate episodes when it allows, just to get everyone together. We can talk Seahawks. We can talk our expectations. So put your comments in there. Let us know what you think. We have got a plethora of things to discuss. We're going to talk about where the teams are currently, our last 5 meetings. We'll mention Beastquake. I'm wearing the jersey just to pay homage to it. We're going to talk about 2 keys to victory, what may contribute to a Seahawks loss, and our players to watch. So Mitch will give you 2 Seahawks players and a Saints player, and I will do the same. Now, if you do want to pop a comment in there, please, by all means, and if you want to share this whilst we're on live, go ahead, do it. We absolutely love hearing from 12s from wherever you are. I know we've got a lot of members of our Discord in at the moment. So if you want to join the Discord, by all means, you can. Mitch will pop that link in the comments. And always support the show. In the description down below, you can buy us a coffee, a pizza, beer, whatever you feel. Or easiest way to do it is, just thumbs up this video, click subscribe. Really, really helps us out, helps us reach more and more 12s as we keep doing these pods throughout. And we've grown pretty rapidly in the last couple of weeks. I'm really, really chuffed with that. It means that we've got more people joining us, more people want to join the conversation. And we've now got all of our guests, 12s, lined up until the bye week, which I am really, really chuffed about. So if you want to join us after the bye week, by all means, just slide into our DMs, get in the Discord. You can find us on pretty much every source of social media because we like to get about, and then you can have a chat with us and we'll see what we can get sorted out. But before we get into the meat and bones of all this, Mitch, shall we hit the theme tune?
Let's do it.
Bosh, back in the game. And as this is our tailgate episode, if you, like most people watching, are partaking, crack yourself a beer, a little bit of ASMR there, or a Red Bull in Mitch's case. Grab yourself some food, come and join us in the comments and let us know exactly what you think. Now, let's look at where both of these teams stand at the moment. So we have got the Seahawks on a 1-1. 1 loss, 1 win. So we're at 500. Fine. I think it's fair given how the season started for us. One thing that I had to look at before, and I've got it up in front of me here, our points for is 44. Our points against is 34, obviously holding both teams to 17 points. Niners, who are top of the division, have 43 points for and 34 against. And then you've got the Cardinals and the Rams with 47 for. The Cardinals have let 35 in, and the Rams at 28 points. But what do you think that's where we should be standing right now, Mitch? Do you think 1-1 is good? I know we've covered it every single week, but what do you reckon?
I think we deserve to come out of that 49ers game with more than we did. I think the 49ers are feeling that they were more on the ropes in that game in Q4 than we were. So I think with that context, I think we should probably be feeling like we should be 2-0. But then also factor in we really turned it on in Q4, or even just the second half of the Steelers game. We really sort of hammered it home just at the end there. So maybe that was us hitting our stride a bit now. So maybe we just had a bit of a sluggish start, and maybe the 49ers was just a bit early. early in our season.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
1-1 doesn't feel bad. I just think we could have got more.
yeah, I completely agree. I think every Seahawks fan feels the same as well. I mean, I think if last week was us starting to take a step forward and hit that up trajectory, we couldn't have asked for a better team to do it against. Because I mean, the Saints at the moment are 0-2. You know, they, in comparison to last season, they have scored 34 points in 2 games and they've conceded 46. Now, last season, the Kubiak offense with Derek Carr was at 90 something points in 2 games that they scored. Absolutely ridiculous. Whereas now they're looking there, and I think this has been hit on by quite a few people. They're really starting to feel all of that cap that they pushed down the road.
Yeah.
And it's really starting to hurt them, which swipe your credit card enough times, that debt does come back to bite you in the butt. So I have zero sympathy.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I mean, for this, I mean, Mitch, you've got the stats here. Let's have a look. The last 5 meetings for the Seahawks
Yeah,
and
so
the Saints.
Yeah, so the last 5 games, we've lost the last 4 of them. The last time we beat them was in 2014, I think. So really, it's been 11 or 12 years since we've beaten the Saints. I think the last time we beat them was a playoff game, though, so at least it mattered when we did. The average margin of victory for the Saints over those 4 games is 5.8 points. So on average, we're only ever losing by 1 score. So, and I remember some Taysom Hill PTSD from those games as well. But it wouldn't be like us to take an unnecessary amount of punishment from an opponent's tight end, would it? But yeah, I mean, that's the crux of it. Last 4 meetings we've lost, 12 years since we've beaten them, and we usually lose by about 6 points.
Yeah, and it's kind of the standard, and they've always punished them. Taysom Hill just seems to be one of those, our kryptonite. They just give him the ball in any scenario where it's either him running, receiving, or throwing. It's that jack of all trades, master of none. But when you say master of none, he still excels at what he's asked to do. And I think the last game where he just ran all over us, we just didn't know what to do, and there was a lot of things over center where we just couldn't keep the ball from hitting the middle of the field, which absolutely killed us. I think that might have been rectified now, though. I sincerely hope it has been. I mean, obviously, we all know when you look at Seahawks Saints game, the biggest game, the one that everyone knows it for, is that game in January 2011 with Beastquake. You know, I would love for us to have another moment like that. Just something akin to that, something game changing, where we stamp our authority on this, where, you know, and we'll come to it later, players to watch, where K9 could really break out another big run and start cementing himself as this RB1, where we had doubts after week 1. And then after week 2, it's now just seesaw 50-50. Who knows? So, yeah, I'm hoping that this will be a win. I think we're all expecting something. Now, thank you to everyone who has commented on here, and to everyone who is keeping our comment section PG. Yannick. So, yeah. Just say it as I see it. And we'll get to all your comments very, very shortly. There you go. As always, any comments will be PG-13. There you go. Just not the Discord questions. But yeah, do you want to let's get some of the comments quickly, Mitch, because the people that come in are absolutely fantastic, and we love having them all in. There you go.
Sure.
Chris, rude, beers are cold, snacks are not, time to rock. My guy. That's it. And tell me what you're rocking beer-wise tonight as well. I am currently on a Beavertown Lunar Haze. Yeah. Other beers are available. So, Yannick, thanks for NFL season. I can really eat chili cheese nuggets on Sunday at 9 p.m. and don't have to feel guilty. Fair. That is a fair comment to make.
There is something about watching the NFL that makes you feel excused for eating extremely fatty snacks at really silly times of the day. And he's right. If you didn't have that reason to be sat there eating them, it would look ridiculous. Like, why are you? My partner would probably ask why I'm shoveling multiple hot dogs into my face at 12 o'clock at night. Well, it's football season, and that excuses everything.
And that's it. It's the best thing you can do, especially as a UK fan, is wake up at 1 a.m. and after a quarter or half of football, you go, chips and dip. Yeah, chips and dip at 2:30 in the morning. Best bit about it.
Love it.
But let's have a look. Let's dive into this game as well. So we've already discussed sort of our last 5 meetings, and we really want to turn it around this and start building from the last game. So we have 2 keys to victory. Now, Mitch, you've got these in the bag, mate. So what 2 keys to victory do you see?
Well, before I saw Fuaga and Ruddens out for the game, my first key to victory was getting pressure on Rattler. I think with our depleted secondary for the game, we haven't talked about the inactives, but we should probably bring that in. With our depleted secondary tonight, I think getting pressure consistently on Rattler is going to be really key. Give him time with our depleted secondary, and I think we'll concede some unnecessary pain. Just to touch on that while we're on this point, inactives for the Seahawks: Spoon, we've got Love, Imanori, all out. So there's three members of the defensive back team gone. Mason Richmond, Callerup, O'Toole, and Charbonnet. So those are the 7 out of the game for us. So yeah, getting pressure to ease the pressure on our own back end seems pretty key.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree, and obviously we'll get to that with sort of players to watch. But I do think that this defense, as all great defenses in the NFL, are built front to back, and our defensive front at the moment. I know obviously we're a Seahawks pod, we're Seahawks stands, but it's genuinely up there with possibly one of the best in the league. When you look at the starting rotation of, you've got Big Cat, you've got Reed, and you've got Lawrence, and then you look at the rotation in there as well. You've got Murphy, Mike Morris had some great plays as well last week, and then you've got the nose tackles that we can bring in. As I think that we are 100% like just waiting now for that to be our standard and to dominate games constantly. And as we know, that pressure then creates turnovers, because when a quarterback's got a 6'8" monster in his face, all he can do is either take the sack or throw it away or to make the wrong read, and that's where our DBs are going to start coming into their own. And we've had some fantastic play from DBs. Josh Jobe, he's got the lowest PFF score, hasn't he, or the highest PFF score for a cornerback at the moment. He allowed was it 1 catch for 5 yards or something in the last game? It was ridiculous. And then, he was against DK Metcalf for most of that.
Yeah, he's allowed a 0 QB score through 2 games, which is a bit of an anomaly statistically. We'll see if you can still, hold that after this game, we'll have done well. But yeah, so I've got pressure on Rattler, key number 1. I've got to establish the run and stick to it. And to be honest, stick to it even if we didn't establish it as well as we'd like. I think we've gone away from it or adjusted it too much, too early. I think we need to start pounding the rock and keep doing it. You will eventually get your, you will get your payoff for it to some degree. And as long as you're threatening the run, you'll always get a bit more freedom in the pass. So you can't abandon it. We do it too much, and we're going to need to do that again today, I think. You could say that every week for every opponent, but I think in this matchup in particular, I think you'll win the turnover battle if you run the rock well in this game, because Rattler's got an interception or 2 in him.
Yeah, and this is where we need to now have this Kubiak offense take control of the clock. So he needs to have that running game really humming, get our running backs some decent momentum, and Helani gets a chance to come in now as an RB2. And this could be his chance to really cement himself in that rotation. Obviously, he did well on special teams last week, but if he actually gets the rock in his hand, if he can keep churning and we can keep making 4 or 5 yards every single down, I think we will run away with this game. But no pun intended there. But I think that is a huge key to victory for us. Just clock management, run the rock, give Darnold, the time to make the right decisions, and a play action as well. If we keep the play action game going, I think we're going to be absolutely laughing. But yeah, I love that. That is a fantastic way for us to win. Right. So we've got our two keys to success, Mitch.
Yeah.
Which then leads us to what may contribute to a Seahawks loss.
Well, the low-hanging fruit here is to say poor coverage from having players like Tariq Woolen out there longer than we would necessarily have chosen to due to our injury concerns. Maybe Jerick Reed and Kobe Bryant being put in situations he's not been in recently, So I think the low-hanging fruit is that. So what I'm actually going to go with is our run defense itself, which is, again, a little boring because I've literally just said how important it is to establish our own. But if we can stop Alvin Kamara, that's one of their key weapons at the moment. And I'll get onto him later. But bad run D could contribute to a loss here, and also ill discipline. It feels like we've got the wood on them in a lot of key matchups here.
Yeah.
You can undermine your advantages in a game very quickly with bad discipline. So I think that's going to be really important.
Yeah, 100%. I think we'll talk about Kamara a bit more, but we've seen him absolutely slice and dice defenses. And he's done it to us as well. All you need to do is just sort of, when his legs get going and he knows exactly where his gaps are, they will just feed him this ball, because I think they'll be acutely aware of the fact that Kellen Mond will be acutely aware of the fact that we're going to go after Spencer Rattler. With our defensive front, that's where we're going to target it. And the only way to take pressure off him is to get Kamara running, or to give Kamara checkdowns in the backfield. So it'll be a quick out, and then Rattler will just dump it off to him and let him do his thing. And then they'll just keep, hopefully not, but that's how they're going to rack up some yardage. So yeah, that worries me, and I know you will. Well, as we're going to move on to players to watch anyway, shall we just talk about Kamara, because I think he deserves an honourable mention here.
Mm-hmm.
It's, even though he's been in the league a long time, he is still, in my opinion, one of the elite backs, especially sort of a third down catching back as well, because he gives you so many options. He is bigger than people anticipate, so he can hit an A gap and B gap. He's fantastic in outside zone, so you get him outside the tackles and he can absolutely burn you. But as that outlet for a quarterback, to be able to just dump it off to him and let him do his thing, it's one thing that I always, whenever we play them, I watch, and it terrifies me, just that possibility.
Yeah, I think you're right to be scared. He is, when he gets going, devastating. I mean, anyone who can score 6 touchdowns in one game, I mean, he's only a couple of seasons removed from doing that, right? That's a hell of a player. My key player to watch, actually, from our next segment for them is Juwan Johnson. And if there's one thing that outside of stopping the run that we've been bad at over the years, it's stopping tight end one for our opponents. We seem to always have soft spots that our opponents manage to find, usually over the middle. And Juwan Johnson is on a bit of a heater. He's 125 yards and a touchdown over the last 2 games. So he's on course for an 8 or 9 touchdown year. For what time's that by? 7 or 8. It's going to be 1,000. It's going to be way over 1,000-yard season for him.
For a tight end.
For a tight end. So, he's setting a pace. He's setting a pace at the minute, and we'll have to stop him. And we haven't done that well for the longest time. So, yeah, Juwan Johnson's the one to watch out for them, I think. And stopping the run at Alvin Kamara is going to be a key there as well.
Yeah, I agree to that. I mean, I also think that it shows the caliber of an offense. I mean, I was reading earlier on today that Chris Olave is talking to professionals about his latest concussion and whether he should carry on in football, which I will say, well played, young man. If that is the conscientious route you need to go, do it. Can you slide into Tua's DMs and just say something you may want to consider as well?
You might be right.
Well, yeah. But then when you look at an offense who we're talking about a tight end and a running back, that tells you all you need to know, doesn't it? We're not talking about the wide receivers they've got. We're not talking about anything else. Spencer Rattler, obviously, the only thing we'll talk about with him is how many interceptions will he get? Will he get sacked enough? I mean, you look at the wide receiver depth here, and it is Brandon Cooks is there. No, that's pretty much all I've got for you. Rashid Shaheed, but I think isn't he on IR? And there is no one really of note apart from Olave.
Join us in with this one.
And there you go. Also, Taysom Hill is on PUP, so no 250-yard 3 TD game for him. Thank the Lord. And I love a Swiss Army knife player. I genuinely love Taysom Hill, but I cannot be dealing with every single game he plays us. They seem to just put him in a box for a bit and be like, no, don't worry, Taysom. We don't need a big game from you just yet. And then it comes to play us, and it's like, right, now you can come out and play some quarterbacks, some running backs, some tight end, you know, and everything. So that makes me very happy. So that was your player to watch. I'm going to go for the very low-hanging fruit with them at the moment because I looked through this roster and I couldn't really see many people. I'll be very honest. We give an honourable mention to Kamara, but there wasn't many other people. So although they do have Danny Stutzman there now, who
talented linebacker.
Yeah, that was one of Charlie Wilson's draft crushes. But I mean, for me, you're going to be looking at their sack leader at the moment in Carl Granderson, who is in the top 5 in the league. He has got 3.5 sacks in 2 games. He is level with Myles Garrett and Harold Landry. Now, we've had some issues. I mean, I'm pretty sure he started at middle linebacker and then has gradually moved forward into the defensive line, and he's now playing at defensive end, which has obviously been the making of him. I would hate for Abe Lucas to get beaten again. I have, for the first time in forever, I have complete confidence in the left side of our O-line, in Charles Cross and Gray Zabel. And even centre, if it's Sundell, Oluwatimi, I think is good enough. But if they put Granderson over there against Abe Lucas and Anthony Bradford, it concerns me a bit. I mean, I may eat my words after this, but that'd be one player for me to watch just to see if he can carry on this upwards trend. But yeah, anyway, should we get off the negatives? I can't stand the negatives. We're a positive pod. We just like to be a bit realistic. But let's bring in the positives. Mitch, give me your 2 Seahawks players to watch on this game.
Yeah, Byron Murphy Jr. Obviously started the season really well, creating consistent pressure and causing an awful lot of hurries on quarterbacks. It's exactly what we need today. We need more of the same today. I think this game set up really nicely for him with the injuries that the Saints have on their O-line. I think he could help crush in the pocket today. So yeah, more of the same from Murphy today. And I've also got Helani as well. I think Helani's elevated role today, in the absence of Charbonnet, it's a really good opportunity that he's really earned. That's more of an emotional reason to watch him than it is a sort of tip off that I think he's going to have a big day. It's more just that feel good yards every time Helani gets one today because we know he's earned them.
Yeah, 100%. I think George Helani deserves to be on this roster. We said it in one of our pods when we were looking at the 53-man roster. He's been on the fringes. Ashton Genty was his understudy for a reason. And by all accounts, I think Helani's probably played better in the NFL than Ashton Genty, especially so far this season. Yeah, I'd love to see Helani break big. I'd love to see what do we have? There was a comment up here about Helani It was the Halani Hurricane, was it?
Hurricane Halani. Yeah.
Hurricane Halani. There you go.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see. Pop that up on screen in a second. But yeah, I'd love to see. Firstly, I'd love to see K9 and Halani have a good. They go from Rich, a good equal share, just to try the two different running styles and see how they get on there. But I just love to see Halani break big in this and really show that he deserves to be in the NFL. My two. Now, I'm sticking D-line. You've picked Murphy, who would have been one of mine, but I am going to go my boy, Derek Hall, whose stats this year haven't been amazing by way of tackles and sacks. However, when you look at D Hall every single game, he is collapsing a pocket from the outside. He is an absolute nuisance for people. I think his speed moves, his swim move, they've just got so much better. We know he's got that long arm bull rush, but I just think he has just been fantastic. And if this D line is really rushing as one, where they don't care who gets the sack as long as that D line gets the sack, I think it will start paying dividends for him and Marfay as well. I'll mention there at some point, because he is just relentless. He does not stop until he is near enough in the quarterback's lap. And I would love to see him really kick on. Oh, Dan Vienne's in. Hi, Dan. Nice to see you in there. Rams stuffed on 4th and 1. Lovely. That's what we like to see.
Love to see it.
But yeah, so I am going to go D Hall in there. I love him as an edge rusher. You know, he is one of our young edge rushing group, and I think he has got so much to prove going forward this season. And I think with the way that they're rushing and managing to collapse from the inside, once teams start really realizing that that front three on the inside is causing so many problems, that's going to free more things up on the edge, because you'll see the O-line start to condense to try and accommodate that, which means that there's going to be freer rushes on the outside. So let's have that first. A bit of Derek Hall getting home.
Yep.
And I'm sticking with the big boys today. Big boys unite. I am going DeMarcus Lawrence for my second one. I say big boys doing this, and they're both massive compared to me. I would look a toddler next to them. But I think DeMarcus Lawrence and his run stuffing ability. We were talking before about Kamara and how he could really open up this game for the Saints. I think DeMarcus Lawrence could be a massive key to victory here. I think if he is able to get home and stuff some of these runs before they even develop, I think that is going to bode really, really well for us. And let's face it, that is what he's been brought in to do. He has a pass rush threat, but he's more of a run stuffer. So when we play teams that haven't got the best QB, we're relying on running back like Alvin Kamara. He is essential to success. And that is really what I want to see.
Yeah, it's a good shout. It's a really good opportunity for him to be a key man on that defense today, I think. And I think he will be.
Yeah, Jonas, Tank Lawrence's hands are the size of toilet seats. I was going to say, yeah, I've not got small hands, but it's just like, you know, when you like shake the hand of a child and it's like just engulfed, that's exactly how I feel it'd be. But yeah, I mean, they're sort of our players to watch from a Seahawks side. Now, Mitch, was there anything you wanted to say about Kamara? You said you wanted to get to him later, or have we covered that?
No, we pretty much have. I mean, I think I said already, he's already up to 150 yards and a touchdown through 2 games for a team that are supposedly 31st in the power rankings and, you know, a basement dwelling team. They are still establishing the run, or
they need to.
He is still getting it, or he is still getting it done in the absence of, you know, good O-line play. He is still getting it done. So, yeah, I expect Kamara to be a key factor today.
Yeah. I do think it's every time he touches the ball, my bum will squeak a little bit, and I will cheer as quietly as possible due to being right next door to my wife and then my 5-year-old down the hallway if we do get to him. I mean, with that, their main sort of keys to success and the players to watch. Now, you guys have put some fantastic comments in there. And Mitch, shall we get to some of these comments? Because we're not in these tailgate shows, we're not going to have our Discord member musings. We're not going to do the sponsorship stuff. However, obviously, we are the UK Seahawks official pod. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, really helps us out. Share us with your friends, get more 12s in the community, and join our Discord. And also, if you or anyone else has been affected by testicular and ovarian cancer, check out the Robin Cancer Trust, who we support. There you go. Bosh.
Bang.
Right, let's get to some of these comments. What have we got, Mitch?
We've got, let's have a little look. Scroll right the way to the top. There is an awful lot of these, and it's really brilliant that you guys contribute so much. Oh, let's hit some of the drinks earlier. I think it was your first question to the masses tonight was what are people drinking? So
Polana Munchner Hell. Oh, getting ready for my Oktoberfest visit. Lovely.
yeah,
I prefer a Weisse beer, if I'm honest, a nice wheat beer. That was my tipple of choice when I lived in Germany. Oh, Jonas with a vanilla rum, Coke Zero, ice cubes, and fresh limes.
That is a spicy choice. That is a spicy choice. Look at that.
Don't get me wrong. I love a rum, and Jonas and I have had this conversation many times. But you have gone all out with the ice and the slice as well. So fair play to you. That's commitment.
Hawk's still asking for 100 yards running game from Halani. So we get 3 great games from 3 different running backs and the best kind of headache for Kubiak. I think that's what a showing that would be from Halani to get the opportunity and run 100 yards. That would be quite a game. What else we got in here? The Rude with his beers being cold, his snacks are not. Time to rock. Love that.
He's eating the weird combination of he's having beer with cottage pie. I saw. I can't say much because for dinner, and people probably want to know this because we're on a football podcast, I had a homemade chicken pie. My wife excelled herself today.
Oof.
I can make.
She's watching.
Yeah, well, she won't be.
Got a prediction here from Chris Rude that Barner's going to get another TD. I would love it.
Same. I think Barner is a secret hidden gem that people don't anticipate having big games in this team. And Jonas, I'd love to see Cooper Kupp's first Seahawks TD. Yes. Yeah. Can we just quickly, because we're not going to stay on here for too long because people need to get ready for the game. A lot has been said about Cooper Kupp in the offseason, and the first game didn't put him in the best light. After game 2, with his, was it 92 yards, I think it was?
Yeah.
How are we all feeling about that signing now?
Well, for me, I mean, we'll grab some other comments out as well, but for me, we've seen JSN take, I think, 60% of his routes from the outside now. So we've clearly established Cooper Kupp taking some of those snaps away from JSN in the slot. And I was worried a little bit, actually, that JSN's sort of forte would be taken off him and given to Kupp. But actually, JSN's looked absolutely outstanding outside and inside. So I think some people's fears would be alleviated by seeing how well JSN's doing, despite Cooper Kupp being out there so much.
Yeah, I love the fact that we've now got, and this was something that a lot of people spoke about in the offseason. Oh, why would you sign Cooper Kupp? He's more of a slot receiver now. But he is primarily can play slot, but he played a lot of outside receiver for the Rams and had great success, especially during the Triple Crown season. You've got JSN who starts in the slot and can play outside, and we see how effective he is there, which then means that formationally, wherever you line them up, you could line one of them up on the outside, but they could still be doing a slot receiver's role, depending on what route they have to take, which causes so many headaches. And we said it multiple times in the offseason. This team, I think, in reception, although I think we were proved wrong last week, we're going to be looking at short and intermediate yardage, controlling the clock, and really, trying to squeeze the life out of games. And I love the veteran presence, the savvy, the fact that he can help bring even more out of JSN. I absolutely love it at the moment. Rich has come in and said Coop brings a lot of off-field, a lot of field as well. His standards, experience will have a positive impact on the younger players in particular. Bang on, mate. Right, what else we got, Mitch?
We've pulled up a lot of the key ones. We've got, to be honest, I think we've done. There's a few bits actually about Chris Olave. Olave is obviously a bit of a polarizing figure at the moment because I think everyone knows all about his talent. The start to the season hasn't been great, and there's obviously that concussion situation looming large. But there's been a lot of those, but we've touched on it, so we won't pull that up. Someone's called him Captain Concussion. Not really something to joke about. It can be a very serious lingering condition for some people.
As an ex-player of a contact sport, I completely sympathise with him, and I don't think it's not something you should joke about. But however, the fact that he insists on carrying on playing, that is what is beyond me. That whoever's giving him advice needs to stop.
Yeah,
because you are not doing him any favors. I mean, this was our tailgate. I mean, Mitch, unless you've got anything else you want to add.
No, I'm keen to get to watching the game. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a really good game. So it's been a great little pod. Loads of interaction from everyone, which we always love.
And that's it. And we will try and bring these to you just before kickoff on every single Seahawks game when time allows, just to get everyone together. You guys can share this with whoever, invite people in by all means. If you're new to the pod, thanks so much for joining. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Find us on all forms of social media and all of your podcasting platforms. You can also join our Discord. We'll be hosting a watch party in there where we'll be talking it up whilst the game is on. It's always a good time. Mitch would put the link in there as well. It's also down below in the description. And a massive thanks to our sponsor, Flying V Vintage Sports Clothing. If you want to buy anything from Flying V, head over there. They're trying to get more and more Seahawks stuff in there. I did notice that the Mariners jersey that was on there has gone now, and I'm gutted because I was going to get that. But use code 12TALK, you'll get 20% off. Can't ask fairer than that, can you? You know,
that is some deal.
That's it. And I just want to say massive thanks again to everyone. We have been the 12 Talk podcast. My name's Josh. This is Mitch. And as always, Mitch, shall we try and finish on a Go Hawks in unison?
We can try.
How bad's your internet?
Terrible.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to count down to. I'm going to count down from 3, and I'm going to leave it another second to see if we can get it. Ready? Right.
Yep.
Thanks so much, everyone. Go Hawks. Turn it up to 12, and Mitch, go on 3. 3, 2, 1. Go Hawks.